Well, in 42 days, Joe Biden will no longer be commander-in-chief, but Democrats are reportedly growing more and more frustrated that he is wasting that precious time left in power, telling Politico they feel like he left the Oval Office weeks ago. Correspondent Kelly Meyer live for us at the White House. Kelly, any response from the administration?
Yeah, and it seems President Biden is focusing a lot on his legacy. We are hearing from his team here that they say he is focusing every day on completing this term and what he can do for the American people. He has events planned this week, both here at the White House and around Washington, to highlight his approach to the economy and what the White House says he delivered on while in office. But the president was notably absent from events in France over the weekend, where President-elect Trump was shaking hands with leaders on the world stage, from French President Emmanuel Macron, who you see there, to Prince William, to Ukraine's president. Now, First Lady Jill Biden was in attendance, but President Biden stayed stateside, instead holding an event on Friday to honor American veterans on the eve of the 83rd anniversary of Pearl Harbor and readying for last night's Kennedy Center honors. Biden did give remarks on Sunday on the latest developments in Syria and did take a question from reporters, but notably has yet to hold a post-election press conference, as Presidents Barack Obama and George W. Bush did. Biden has instead held things like this: a Rose Garden press conference following Trump's win, and met with President-elect Trump while at the White House. He also met with Israeli President Isaac Herzog as President Biden is trying to bring the war in Gaza to an end and those American hostages home. He's also held events at the White House, like a dinner thanking longtime supporters and, of course, that annual turkey pardon. No press briefing on the schedule today either. Those two have been slowly fading away as Biden's departure from the Oval nears. Nicole.
All right. So, Kelly, what are Democratic lawmakers saying about the president's relatively low profile in these final days?
Well, some members of the Democratic Party see this as a missed opportunity, that the president could be calling out the president-elect for his cabinet nominee picks and comments on situations overseas. Washington Governor Jay Inslee says, quote, "We should be vocal, pushing back against these nominees who are nothing but a disaster in the making," he says. And the progressive wing of the Democratic Party has been even more outspoken. A spokesman for the progressive group Justice Democrats saying, quote, "This is one of the lamest of lame ducks we've seen with the Democratic administration, a massive missed opportunity." But the White House this morning on defense, a spokesperson telling me, quote, "President Biden is making every day of this term count. He is leading by example for the sake of the American democracy, honoring his campaign promise to the respect of the will of the American voters and provide an orderly transition." He also tells me that the president has held multiple gaggles with reporters since the election and has criticized President-elect Trump's agenda that includes across-the-border tariffs, which Biden says will force families to pay higher prices for everyday necessities. I will add, too, Nicole, that I just heard from a Democratic congressman, Dean Phillips, who actually challenged Biden for that nomination and wanted to run against him. He says, and even looks back at blaming Biden for not dropping out sooner still, telling us, quote, that had Biden simply passed the torch in April 2023, we would be likely celebrating his presidency, a House majority, and a Democrat in the Oval Office come January. Nicole.
Yeah, so still plenty of finger pointing. All right, Kelly Meyer live for us there in Washington. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.